The ACE family, Austin McBroom and Catherine Paiz, once YouTube's golden couple, presented a life of luxury and family bliss. But that image shattered when Catherine announced a tell-all book. Before its release, leaked chapters hit the internet, detailing claims of deep marital unhappiness and, crucially, Austin's infidelity. The carefully crafted facade was about to come undone. Austin McBroom didn't wait to respond. He took to Snapchat, clearly emotional and feeling ambushed.
Hey guys, I never expected to be here today to talk to you guys what I'm about to get ready to talk to you guys about. I never wanted to talk about this for many reasons. I think the biggest reason is to protect the most important people in my life, which is the mother of my kids and my kids. But I have been left with no choice. I'm sad. Mad. I feel that I've been blindsided. Blindsided because, as you guys know, and what you guys have seen for the past year and a half, Catherine and I have the best co-parenting situation that any parent can ever ask for. We actually have a better relationship now than we did when we were married. I look at Catherine as a best friend. She called me last week about her boyfriend, how he had a homeless guy sleeping in his car. Was just over her house bringing the kids pizza, not just the kids, but her and her boyfriend pizza. We were all sitting in her living room eating the pizza, laughing and smiling. And then the next morning is when the snippet of her book comes out, and it talks about how I'm a terrible person and how I was a terrible husband.
Austin stated he was aware Catherine was writing a book and was initially proud, but had no idea about its contents regarding him. He claimed the book was manipulated and didn't tell the full story.
The book was manipulated and she did not tell the full truth, which is why I'm here today to tell you guys the full truth and to tell you guys what really happened. I don't know about you guys, but I find it very odd that the first chapter of her book is about me, about anything about her. It's about me and how I was a terrible person and terrible husband, when this book is supposed to be an autobiography about her life. It could have been about anything else. She talks about her family in the book. She talks about ayahuasca. She talks about her new guy. But she wanted to use me in this snippet to reel everybody in for clickbait and to monetize from the book.
He then referenced a video he made during their separation, intending to take accountability, which he claims Catherine didn't want him to post. He presented this as evidence of a setup.
I decided to make my own YouTube video. I basically exposed myself. And it's crazy because I still have that video today, which I'm going to show you guys right now. Here's the video. The video is over 30 minutes long, so obviously I'm not going to share the whole video, but I'm just going to share a short snippet to show you guys that I did make this video. It caused me to seek it elsewhere. It caused me to make bad decisions as a husband. Long story short, she didn't want me to post it, and this is what she had to say about it. Also want you guys to know that I'm going to have receipts throughout this entire video, is because I knew that one day there was a possibility of something like this happening. And you guys have seen it time and time again, where couples break up and there's always some sort of exposing. And so I just wanted to be able to have my own truth just in case something like this happened. This is why I have certain recordings. So as you can see the date on here, I filmed that video on June 12th, before we announced our separation on Instagram. Here is a recording which was on January 13th, which was the day after I filmed this video. And this was her response on why she felt I shouldn't post the video.
So I'm saying, is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, but do I have to worry about you saying something after and stuff?
So I'm basically asking her what is okay for me to say? She showed me her statement that she had, and I was like, okay, well, I had no say in that. You're doing what you want to do. Am I allowed to do what I want?
No, you just say
Okay, I'm just
you weren't happy.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Like, say what you said in your video. I just think your video would have been, you would have had a lot of backlash. I think this way is much more organic.
So as you heard what she said that if I was going to release this video, I would get a lot of backlash, as if she cared about me getting backlash. What is happening now? She said that I can't stand that shit when women expose their man after they break up. They're fucking weird. It's literally what she said. And that's literally what she's doing now.
Austin also addressed the charity event incident. Catherine highlighted in her book, denying he invited another girl and arguing Catherine misinterpreted his actions.
She talks about a specific event and a moment in that event to basically define my character and to show that that is proof that I had another girl there that I was supposedly talking to, when that is not true at all. Think about this. Why would I invite another girl there when this whole event is about my family? And this event is about me and Catherine's bond. In this clip, it shows you that when I grab the mic to give my speech, my arm is completely around her the entire time. But you guys want to clip the part where I take a step away. My arm is completely around her the whole time I'm talking. But she says that she feels unseen. Now she turned one of our biggest moments as a family, the brand, into a mockery.
Crucially, Austin admitted to infidelity but provided his own context, claiming Catherine was aware due to a lack of affection in their marriage and her alleged permission.
When it comes to me stepping out of my marriage, I did. I 100% stepped out of my marriage and it was completely wrong for me to do it. I take full accountability. If I can go back and change it, I would. And I'm sorry for that. I truly am. But when it comes to her acting like she had no idea what was going on, that is a complete lie. Catherine knew what I was dealing with for a very long time. And I would voice how I feel about how I felt like I was getting no affection from her. There was a year period where we had no sex. And her exact words verbatim, all my kids, she said, just don't make me look dumb. Don't embarrass me.
Catherine Paiz soon responded to Austin's claims and her book's reception through her own Snapchat Q&A. When asked about Austin's reaction,
To be honest, I was expecting it. I've been expecting that kind of reaction for many years, which is why it took me so long to put this out. I think that I was preparing myself and gaining strength to tell my story and to share it with you guys.
regarding Austin playing her voice memo where she advised against his video.
A year and a half ago to 2 years ago, this was around the time that we were separating and planning the next journey of our lives, separating and making these really big decisions and this really big move. And when we were discussing, us sharing it with you guys, I had mentioned that I really wanted to do a statement. And I thought that, maybe we could do a statement together. And he said, no, I really want to make a video. I want to make a video. And I told him, I don't want to be in a video. And internally, I didn't want to sit side by side with someone that I didn't feel like was going to actually be truthfully honest, because he wasn't even being honest with me and within our relationship. So I knew for sure he wasn't going to do it on camera. And so I didn't want to be in the video. And so he said, I'll make a video and then you let me know if you like it. And I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I said, I'll watch your video. Make your video. I'd love to watch it. And I was actually curious on what he would say. And so I watched it and I just didn't feel like it was being sincere. Just genuinely wasn't feeling sincere. It's like he was being sincere. And so I told him that and he recorded me. I didn't know he recorded me. And now in hindsight, when I look back, it's all making sense. It's almost like a tactic, like calculated. Like he knew the video wasn't going to ever be posted and he kept it in his phone, like for like a rainy day or something. Maybe he thought eventually maybe I'd like speak up and like share my story. I don't know, but it just feels like that, like it's all obvious, and it just sucks that I have to even address that because he went so far. And like, I understand like there's anger because I wanted to tell my story, and just share like a memoir but yeah, a lot of that is very like false and like people, I guess that's what they do.
Despite the fallout, Catherine expressed complex feelings about Austin.
To be honest, yes, it did bother me and I felt really hurt because a lot of the things he said were completely fabricated. But however, I still love him. And even in the book, like I wrote so many beautiful things and you guys will see.
On the question of why she stayed in the marriage.
Because I was pregnant with 2 children. That's why.
Austin also made a claim about Catherine believing she was the reincarnated Virgin Mary. Catherine addressed this.
No, I never said that. But I will say that everyone who knows me in my life, like everyone who knows me personally knows how deeply connected I am to Mother Mary. I even have like necklace, like I always carry on my neck. And I even have a statue of her in front of my house for protection. But I will say, like, I just feel like since we're all one, like we're all connected, she's within all of us and you can connect to her at any time. And yeah, I just feel like that's such a deep thing that like I carry with me in my life and I'm so connected to her. And yeah, I feel like that's probably why he said it.
Austin then detailed his concerns about Catherine's spiritual journey with ayahuasca, claiming it became an addiction and that she hosted ceremonies at her home where their children lived, even alleging a minor was present at one.
When she first came to me and told me that she wanted to do ayahuasca, for those of you who don't know what ayahuasca is, you can look it up for yourself. The research I've done and the friends that told me about it have said it is a legal substance that can cause someone to hallucinate and have you believe something that is not true. Look it up for yourself. And so when she first came to me and talked to me about how she wanted to do ayahuasca, in my head, I was 100% against it. Something that I do not believe in. I believe in God. But because I'm such a supporting husband, I wanted to support her as much as I could. And so I let her seek that journey, and that's what she did. Through her ayahuasca journey, she was telling me how one moment she felt like she's a psychic. The next moment she felt like she was a healer. The next moment she turned me into a mermaid. I was being as supportive as I could. She even went as far as telling me that she was the reincarnated Virgin Mary. She became addicted. Usually people do it once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times in their entire life, but she was doing it once a month. And this boy right here is only 12 years old doing ayahuasca. Mind you, no one here is a professional. No one here studied ayahuasca for years and years. I don't know if you guys know how dangerous that is, and so I took it in my own hands to have my kids more, try to spend more time with them. And I'm sure you guys seen that. You guys seen that, how hands-on I am and how much they're with me. And I also believe that everything happens for a reason. I was never, ever going to address this. I was never, ever going to talk about this. And I most definitely was always going to protect her in her spiritual journey, regardless if I felt my kids were unsafe. I believe that everything happens for a reason. And I believe all of this whole situation happened for a reason, because I was never going to address it. Regardless of me knowing that my kids were in an unsafe environment, I was always going to protect her. But I really do hope that this video puts a stop to that shit.
The discussion around the charity event also brought Monica Bush into the conversation, as online users tried to identify a woman Catherine mentioned in her book. Monica, who had previously accused Austin of infidelity in 2021, released a video.
First, my heart goes out to Catherine. I can imagine what it must be to go through something like this so publicly and to relive it over again, writing a book, and now through comments, I'm sure. She deserves nothing but healing and peace from this entire situation. So I do want to clear some things up, especially one major thing that I'm being brought into that I wasn't a part of. I was not the girl at the Staples event that she speaks about in the book. I'm tagged in this video, and I've come to find out through my tags that it's actually a girl named Avalon. I don't want to butcher her last name, but come to find out, I think she was there with someone else and actually has nothing to do with Austin.
Monica then detailed her own past involvement with Austin.
So I was messaged by Austin through the Bananas Monkey Instagram account, which was a brand of his. I was offered brand collab or PR package. I have screenshots probably back on my 2021 videos, but I didn't want to construct a whole doc for this. I just wanted to clarify. So that's how it started. I had even told friends, like, I think I'm just picking something up. Like, am I knocking on the door and like just grabbing a PR package? Like, I don't know what's going to go down. I was not trying to date this man. So I'm not going to go into the entire story again, but things got weird pretty fast. I was told a lot of things that weren't true. I was offered brand deals like aloe. I was told that him and her were separated and just continued to make content for the kids and the viewers. I was very vulnerable at the time. I mean, no excuses, just background, but I was fresh out of a 5-year long relationship. I had never dated in my 20s to be lied to a man like that. Like, I know that sounds dumb, but, I was new to the LA scene. I was new to, gaining followers. I can look back now and obviously see how dumb I look for believing a man so easily. It wasn't until after it had happened that I was told that this is kind of a pattern of his, that, he uses the business angle to, mislead girls. The person who owed loyalty was him. He didn't deserve Catherine.
Austin concluded his lengthy response by reiterating that Catherine manipulated the event in her book and didn't tell the full truth about his cheating, for which he again took accountability, stating he has grown since those events years ago.
And when it comes to the things that she said about me in that book, I'm going to repeat this one last time. She manipulated that event, and she did not tell the full truth about me stepping out of our marriage. And now you guys know the full truth and why it happened. Again, repeat over and over again that I am completely wrong for doing what I did. I take full accountability. I have grown. I am not that person anymore. We're talking 6-7 years ago.
The raw, conflicting accounts from Austin and Catherine, alongside Monica Bush's testimony, paint a complex and painful picture of the ACE family's collapse. With such direct, personal statements laid bare, viewers are left to piece together their own understanding of what truly transpired behind the vlogs and curated posts. What are your thoughts on all this? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more celebrity news.